So I want to start with who you were before we knew each other, before you entered crypto, before MP here right now. Who was she? Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me everything.
Right. I'm just a girl.
Just a girl.
That. I'm just a girl.
In the world.
So before crypto, I had moved to Berlin, I think 5 years
Okay.
ago. I joined crypto in 2017.
Yep.
And before that, I'm originally from Argentina, like you know. I grew up there, and at 25, 26, I was, I was very disenchanted with the country. I was working a 9 to 5 in oil and gas.
Okay.
For a big multinational.
Yep.
And I was one of the few people there that could speak English, so I had a lot of responsibility because the company was Texan.
Okay.
Actually. So suddenly I was a kid, and then suddenly I had all of this huge responsibility, and I was doing huge proposals for refineries and whatnot.
Okay.
Because I was the only one that had a really good management of the language.
Yes.
So I was managing all of this information, and my salary was not more than 400 euros,
Right.
or $500.
Yes.
Because I was in Argentina, so corporate
Yes.
didn't care about us. And I was also traveling about 4 hours per day commuting, because Buenos Aires roads are
Yes.
messed up, and there was
Okay.
always a strike back then. So I was commuting for 4 hours, then working for 8, 9 hours, and then getting paid terribly to
Yep.
handle a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
And I told my boss, hey, there's something wrong here. I'm doing all of these. I know I'm young. I think I was 23 when I had
Yes.
these conversations or something. And I'm like, I know I'm young, but I'm clearly not stupid.
Yeah.
There's
Can
a
I-
lot depending on me.
Yeah.
I know a lot.
Yes.
Why don't I get paid like the rest
Yes.
of you guys?
Yes.
And yeah, she tried. She was amazing. She was like a mentor.
Okay.
And she said, okay, let's try it. But yeah, cases like these haven't been successful in the company.
Okay.
And she was absolutely right. But then she knew that actually I was wanting to move to Europe.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why I moved to Europe later on, because it's sort of like a weird instinct.
Okay.
And she told me, I know that you're trying to move. What I'll do, so you get the most out of these,
Yes.
I'll fire you without notice.
Yes.
So you'll get the most severance that you can get in the company.
Okay.
So, of course, I had, we decided this a month in advance.
Yes.
Then I trained a person
To cover.
Yeah, and when I felt confident, I was like, okay, today is the day.
Yes.
You can't imagine how much I cried. Like, I was, yeah. So she fired me, and I got all that money. I traded it into USD
Yes.
to move to Europe, and then that was the money that got me started in Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So that was really incredible how a person that you're just working with, but she's your boss, can
Yes.
just change the course of your life like that.
Did you have the plan to move to Europe already, or was
Yes.
it facilitated by this event?
No, so here's the funny thing.
Okay.
So my grandparents are Italian,
Yes.
and I grew up with them.
Okay.
Because my mom is a doctor, and my dad too, so they were super, super busy.
Okay.
So I didn't really spend a lot of time when I was a kid. So I always thought, like when I was like around 7,
Yes.
remember? I always thought, okay, so they came here, so I need to go that way.
Okay. Okay.
All my life, I was just convinced.
That needs to happen.
Yeah. I
Okay.
just needed to come back. Boat in, boat out.
Yes, okay.
Plane out, actually.
Yeah.
So then I did it. So
Okay.
that was always it. So yeah, I started scouting for places to be. Italy wasn't an option because there was not a lot of opportunity for me there.
Okay.
Barcelona was an option for me. I like life there, but
Yeah.
salaries suck.
Okay.
And I was, and I am really into techno.
Okay.
And I was spending a lot of time in an underground club in Buenos Aires. So when the DJs there told me we actually live in Berlin, I was like, well, I'm also going to live in Berlin.
I'll see you there.
So then I moved to Berlin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this was
2012.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went from oil and gas to a polo magazine because Argentina is the best country for polo.
Okay.
And always it was about English. I always spoke really good English. And somehow a lot of people didn't.
Okay.
So I always had really good access to jobs, really good jobs.
Because of that. Okay.
Yeah. So then I was working for a polo magazine shortly, and a German polo magazine scouted me, and I was planning to move to Berlin, so I just got an earlier ticket.
Yes.
And I started, living in Berlin with a good salary and everything. I didn't do the hard part, working as a waitress and so on. I was already in polo fields.
Yeah. I love it. It's like straight in. Okay, this is where I am.
Yeah, but then that was really hard because polo people have a lot of money.
Yes.
But you know what they don't have? Empathy for their employees. So they wouldn't pay you, and you would spend the night in an airport waiting room, not doing anything, waiting for your paycheck, waiting for a flight, whatever.
Okay.
No hotel. And I was like, this is so broken. So as a way to actually do something else, I started volunteering at organizations with migrant kids.
Okay.
I have a point.
Okay. I'm interested. I'm finding this thing out. I didn't know this.
So I started an NGO with a bunch of foreigners in Berlin to do art workshops with migrant children from the Middle East.
Okay.
Because there was no access to that for foreigners.
Okay.
Because the Germans were like, oh, no, we need to actually integrate them. They need to be speaking immediately in German. They need to submit their taxes immediately, and do bureaucracy. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Right.
And there's children here.
Right.
So we started doing that.
Okay.
That evolved into an NGO, and then I met this little kid, Ali, from Iraq.
Yes.
And he's a genius, gifted kid.
Yes.
And he wanted to meet the tech industry because he wanted to work at Apple.
Okay.
So I asked a friend, hey, you work at a tech startup. I have no idea. I was in polo and doing nonprofit.
Yes.
Can I take the kid to your job and your devs can tell him what they do? And he was like, sure. And then this great guy explained him blockchain. I'm like, wow, first of all, this can fix my country. And secondly, this is really good.
Yes.
This guy really knows what he's talking about. He was Gavin Wood, the co-founder of Ethereum.
Okay.
And then I told my friend, I actually want to work here. And I started as an assistant immediately.
Okay.
Yes.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So Paula, by NGO, were you still doing the NGO?
Huh?
Were you still doing the NGO a little bit? Or?
I tried.
Okay.
But because of the way that the welcoming centers for migrants were happening in Berlin.
Okay.
There was a lot of paperwork.
Okay.
And half a year before I joined crypto, actually, unfortunately, there was this horrible attack at a Christmas market in Berlin.
Yes.
So there were a lot of restrictions.
Okay.
And we were already not being let in. So that started dying down, unfortunately.
Okay.
We tried, but we couldn't really move on.
Okay.
And also German bureaucracy really put obstacles for us to grow the organization.
I feel that continues to be a pattern of just the German bureaucracy is an intense.
Yeah, I just took 3 months to register my kid as born.
3 months?
3 months.
Okay, we will get to that to this bit. Okay, so that's how you got in to the space.
Yeah.
Started as an assistant. How did that progress to ETH Berlin?
Also in really serendipitous ways.
Yes.
So basically, I was an assistant at Web3 Foundation for about a month.
Yes.
Because there were only 3 of us.
Yeah.
And they didn't have anyone to communicate the Polkadot token sale.
Okay.
Or the parity hacks.
Yes.
Which Yeah.
We chatted a little bit yesterday
With Helena.
Helena, but also with Griff.
Of course.
Yes.
That's also where I met Griff.
Right.
And Helena.
Right. During that
Yeah.
wonderful, interesting.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So, I was there.
Yeah.
I was an assistant, but I told the people, hey, I actually studied communications.
Yes.
And I've been working in magazines.
Yes.
And I've done communications for oil and gas and whatnot. I think I can do
help
the
you.
blockchain thing.
Yes.
So I just onboarded just by need, out of need.
Yeah.
During Web3 Foundation. And then, yeah, I think it was DevCon Cancun.
Yes.
They didn't send me there.
Okay.
But I was like, are you telling me that this blockchain has a community? Polkadot didn't have
Yeah.
one. Or they had 20 guys in a chatter box, and one was Joseph Schweitzer from Ethereum Foundation. So I was like, wow, there's cool people, and they have a conference, and it's a good vibe. And I decided, okay, I just want to work in Ethereum.
Okay.
So I saw an ad in The Guardian.
Yes.
Golem was looking for a person to do communications, and I had by then I had 6 contacts.
Yes.
And they were all from the Polkadot token sale and
Yes.
all Polkadot advisors as well.
Yes.
But I realized this guy was an Ethereum advisor and a Polkadot advisor, and I asked him if he could rec me.
Okay.
Because, back, I was already really craving to go into Ethereum.
Yeah.
He recommended me, and I got a job at Golem and stayed for 4 years.
Yes.
But in the middle, because I can't really...
Sit still.
I can't. Yeah, that's my problem. I really wanted, I really believed in the blockchain
Yes.
mission. I think I still do 9 years
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah.
And I was really determined to bring some education, because there were no people that actually were educated. It was only technical people.
Yes.
And I had a really hard time with that.
Yes.
I had to read white papers if I wanted to learn something.
Yeah.
So, I was just around and talking to people in Japan and in my co-working space in Berlin, and then we decided to start a hackathon with the non-technical people. We just were there and we were like, okay, what should we do? Well, we should start a hackathon. And then I'm like, there's so many blockchain projects here. Why don't we start a blockchain week in Berlin so I don't have to travel?
Love it. Convenience.
Yeah.
Bring
So then
them
we
all
started that.
here. Amazing.
Yeah.
And the first one was
2018.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then with 2018, that's, I feel those years, particularly 2018, 2019, that's when the staple events started putting themselves on the map.
Yeah. And ETH Berlin it's obviously the hackathon is a huge part.
Yes.
But it's also a cultural movement. We managed
Correct.
to get all of the Berlin community together and
Yes.
under the same values and identifiers.
Yes.
And also we started an NGO called Department of Decentralization.
Yeah.
That also ran a testnet.
Yes.
The girly testnet.
Yes.
We had a big arts department, so we curated shows related to the blockchain. That's how I met my husband too. And there was all of these ideas in motion that we would incubate and then advocate for.
Yes.
So we made a thing.
You made a thing, and you made a super cool thing. And I think, again, with ETH Berlin and what the DoD did was have this super cool, important event on the calendar. Like,
Yes.
if you would talk to people, they would go, okay, Denver, ECC, ETH Berlin.
Yeah.
And then maybe DEF CON.
It's worth mentioning that the organization is still standing.
Yes.
It's evolved.
Yes.
I'm no longer the managing director. Aave is.
Yep.
Also Berlin guy.
Yes.
And the organization is now doing camps with the decentralized web
Yep.
people. They're going back more into the hacker culture. I leaned very heavily on the hacker culture.
Yes.
But as I evolved and I became an entrepreneur, I was obviously the organization was going with me.
Yes.
And then
And being shaped.
I'm being shaped.
Yes.
And then I felt that I could no longer take care of that because the disconnect was really big. We were no VCs, only cypherpunks.
Yes.
And I wasn't that person anymore.
Okay.
But Aave is.
Okay.
So now he's the director of the organization.
How much self-awareness does it take to be able to make that decision and be like, you know what, this does not match anymore? And to step away and walk away from it.
It was fine for me. Yes.
Yeah.
I was ready. I was ready for something else.
Okay.
I also knew that I couldn't actually just follow the organization. I didn't want to.
Okay.
I just knew that I couldn't continue myself.
Okay.
I wanted also to focus. I was about to get married.
Yes.
I had a company.
Yes.
So I knew that I wanted to focus on that.
Okay.
And it just felt that I
It
had
was
to let
the
go.
end. Okay.
Yeah.
Of that chapter.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we move into the JPEG MP's JPEG chapter.
Yeah.
What was that like? Obviously, you had created things from scratch before with ETH Berlin and the DoD, but this time, did it feel different with this because it was a company, but obviously you were also into, as it seems, the pattern with your experience in crypto, so much about the community and the values and growing that kind of dimension?
So I started a company because so basically I publish also papers.
Yes.
And I write.
Yes.
And I've written in books about NFT art. I
Yes.
love art. I've always loved culture. I couldn't insert myself in culture before because of the gatekeepers.
Yep.
So when the NFT boom was around and all of these blockchain art or art informed by blockchains was around, I decided that I wanted to start something.
Yes.
So that's the art department within the Department of Decentralization.
Yes.
So we've been publishing and just trying to curate shows and trying to get engaged with that. Mm-hmm. And I was on Twitter once just nerding out with Trent from Yam.
Yes.
Trent from Yam had already broken Yam.
Yes.
Trent didn't break it, but it broke.
It broke.
Yeah. So Yam was already, they had already broken it. Then they transformed it into a very nice vessel.
Yes.
And he was ready for something else. And
Okay.
we were just geeking out because he's an art historian. We were just chatting. And then suddenly he was like, hey, I want to start something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I
Okay.
was still at Golem and I still had the DoD. And I'm like, I could start something else.
Yes.
I have 2 hours a day.
It's that moment where you're like, this is interesting. I want to.
Yeah.
Even though I don't realistically
Yeah.
have time, but I want to.
Yeah, but also it was the pandemic. So we
fair,
had
okay.
a lot of time.
Of actual time. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so the company happened really quickly.
Okay.
As well, I had a lot of contacts
Yes.
from my experience with DoD and
Yeah.
with Golem.
Yeah.
So I knew already I met some guys on the internet and I started a company. So I knew I had to get a lawyer. So
Yes.
I got the lawyer that I liked working with.
Okay.
And then we started getting people into the community because I'm a community builder.
Yes.
And I didn't realize, but I was talking online to people. I was bringing them into my community.
Yes.
And so is Trent and Sam, the other founder as well. So suddenly we had a company and suddenly we're racing.
Yeah.
And then we launched Protocol.
Yeah.
And that was really fun.
What was the most exciting thing? The speed, the fact that you were finally doing something that you had been so into for so long, the fact that there was a Venn diagram between all of those things?
It was a really electric time.
Yeah.
2021 was really incredible because we were coming from lockdowns.
Yes.
And we were all like really like our faces were gray.
Yes.
And then the NFT boom starts.
Yes.
And suddenly everyone has money. But
Yes.
also because I was one of the only projects that was there really for the culture.
Yes.
We were building archiving systems for
Yeah.
NFTs, starting with the assumption that they're digital cultural objects. So
Yes.
we were really cultural.
Yes.
So all of these museums also started calling me to have me on panels. And I was in a panel with at Art Basel. And so being part of those conversations while being a founder, and it was just so electric. It was amazing. I felt I was the moment, and I'm like, what? Yeah. And then I also started dating this artist that was one of the main voices in the intersection between technology and art. So I was like, okay, I'm really, and I had money. I had money. So I was like,
Yes.
oh. Wow. Yeah.
MP is on riding the wave.
Worth mentioning that I round tripped. So, so I don't have money
Just
anymore.
if anybody is wondering. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't have money anymore. But yeah, all of these things, and
We're just clicking.
Yeah. I was also blonde. So I
You
was
were
the
blonde.
moment.
2021.
Hot,
MP of
blonde.
2021.
Money,
Business. Guy.
New York, everything.
Everything. Wow. Okay. Okay. So that felt amazing. Did you feel with like that year that all of those times where you hadn't been valued for what you did and what you knew and all of that, did you feel like at some level vindicated for all of that shit? Or did you not even think about it?
No, I'm petty. Of course I did. Yeah, and it was fun. But I also felt super, super overwhelmed and grateful. Because,
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm proud of myself because, yeah, I didn't have a seat at the table until I created one back then. So it was mostly about just enjoying the things that I actually grew for myself.
Yes. And that's actually, to your point, the gratitude thing. It feels so good when it wasn't handed to you and you didn't kind of have like smooth access to it. You actually built it and you grew it.
Yeah.
And here it is now. So after this high and all of this, the project was around for 2 years, 2.5?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. What was the decision to spin it down? How did that feel? And again, I don't know, did you have a sense of responsibility for the community that you had built? Was it a sense of disappointment? Was it a sense of loss for you having to spin it down?
So basically the market killed us.
Yep.
2022 was devastating.
Yep.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
All of my values and my foundation were tested with all the disasters of Three Arrows and FTX. Obviously, FTX, for a person that has been there around DeFi summer,
Yep.
was huge because Sam was around us, farming around us. He was just one of us. He was dark.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be, like, I didn't know him personally, but
Yes.
he was the part of the community.
Yes.
So all of that was just disgusting. I remember having to give a talk at an art institution and try to sell blockchain, and
You're like, I
everything
don't
was
believe this shit.
exploding.
Yes.
I remember the spaces with this Mario and Nafwal.
Yes.
They were all
Yes.
exploding and revealing all of this crime. And I literally went to the bathroom and I'm like, okay, do you know the meme with the clown face?
Yes.
Okay, I felt like that. I felt that I was painting a clown face and then going to stage and talking. And I was like, yeah, is this all worth fighting for? If all of these crooks are just
Doing this shit?
yeah, is it really worth it?
Okay.
Was it ever really real? And that took my business as well
Yep.
down. We couldn't really do anything for it.
No.
And I think we also reached a point where the product wasn't growing. We had about 300 community members, best 300 people in the world, 60 users, incredible. I had some of them in my wedding because I actually like them and they're my friends.
Yes.
But yeah, that's not enough for a product.
Yeah.
And we had a responsibility with our VCs as well.
Yes.
So we winded down the company and we returned most of the money.
Okay.
And that was it. But it was so painful because first of all, I'm not really young. So that was coinciding also with my wedding. And that was coinciding with, I think I was 37 at the time.
Yes.
Now 39 going on 40.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, if I'm not a founder, then am I being forced by life to have children now? And I wasn't ready also.
Okay.
I was like, I really wanted to keep going.
Yes.
But everything was telling me, actually,
You can't.
You can't. So dealing with that was like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I hate everything.
But that's a very real feeling of, to your point, not only losing your project that you obviously put your heart in, your energy in, your linked your identity to for that period of time, but also was there that disillusionment with the industry and also a time in your life where you were like, what the hell are we doing here? What am I doing next? What's the path? Do you feel like the path was clear up until that point and now the path was a bit like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That was exactly it. And the main thing is that I had so much energy.
Yes. And where does it go? What do you do with it?
Yeah, I had energy for this industry.
Yes.
That was the energy that I had. I didn't have energy to do something else, to pivot to AI. I didn't have, I just wanted to keep contributing.
Yes.
And I didn't have a ship
The
to
outlet.
contribute
Yes.
to.
Okay. Yes.
Also, DOD was, actually, I had already given it up.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, great. I left myself without anything here.
Wow. And then came, and I remember this distinctly, after this, and obviously after the time of, all right, everything's wound down, we're moving on. Then being like, why the hell? What is happening with recruiting in the space?
Yeah.
And why? And you had spoken about this before, about not being technical in this space, but I think that was a little bit earlier in the crypto space. But you're always super outspoken, and there's always that layer of humor and sarcasm in the way you communicate on Twitter in particular. But tell me what that felt like. Like, what was that like after you just co-founded and had to kind of spin down the project that was the Venn diagram of everything that you wanted, and then find yourself in this situation?
Yeah. We are reminiscing a lot. Actually, it was Tony Soprano that said that remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Okay.
But I think we're getting somewhere.
Okay.
So
look, let's follow that thread.
I like Tony, but I think he's wrong.
He is wrong.
So we're going to continue reminiscing.
That's why they stopped making the series.
No, he died.
I know.
Yeah. It was horrible. I went to the hotel where he died. I'm a huge Sopranos fan.
Okay. Because that was like, yeah, he died. I went to the hotel. Okay.
I'm huge.
Okay.
So yeah. So I had to go into the market.
Yes.
And everyone was telling me, I did a lot. So when you're winding down a company, it's the right thing to do.
Yes.
When you're returning the money, you are the best person in the world.
Right.
For VCs.
Okay.
You're inspirational.
Yes.
You're great. You're doing the right thing, and how great that you actually didn't spend all your money.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, all of these guys, they're encouraging me, and it felt really good.
Yes.
I would get on calls. Everyone would offer calls. Everyone
Okay.
was so helpful.
Okay.
and they would offer calls, and then they would encourage me, and it felt good, and everyone would tell me that actually I had so many possibilities.
Okay.
And that, yeah, because of this beautiful ending, that was the right thing to do.
Okay.
I was just gonna start working, but then I started applying through my network.
Yes.
And I noticed that actually the jobs, crypto was at a confusing place, and they were trying to validate themselves with very specific things. You know, everyone needed a reason to exist.
Yes.
So I saw myself in interviews where, first of all, I had to explain my whole reason. My whole reason to be in crypto.
Yes.
I had to explain myself to people that actually have been working or knew me for ages.
Yeah.
That I've judged in hackathons.
Interesting.
Yeah. That I've led into all of those vehicles that I've been creating. And then apply for jobs, which is absolutely what I wanted to do. I wanted to also feel that I could do it.
Yes.
So I started applying the normal way, and also by some recommendations.
Yes.
But then I realized that, yeah, all of these people hired people, and then I had to just explain everything. And then they were sending me assignments, unpaid assignments too, which is never do unpaid assignments. If you have a company, just don't do it. Pay the people that are doing your assignments, because it really burns you out to apply for jobs. And I've never done an assignment until then.
Okay.
So I had to do all of these assignments. I didn't really know how to approach them, because my approach to anything is from a generalist point of view. I was a founder and an operator. I did communications because the companies needed it. I respond to the project's needs.
Yes.
I am not really in one category.
Yeah.
And no one needed a generalist. Generalists actually built crypto.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They did.
Yeah.
And now I didn't find a place, because they were looking for all these highly specialized people.
Niche bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that also responds to a particular... So when I studied communications...
Yes.
In 20... I don't know.
Yeah.
In 25.
Yeah.
In 2005. When I started that, I just studied communications. Now people were studying digital marketing specialized on XYZ. And of course I didn't have that knowledge, but do they know how to bootstrap a project? Do they know how to raise VC? Do they know how to also run communications and launch a GTM just with a newsletter?
Yes.
All of the things that you need to know as a founder. No, they didn't.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a space for me there. So that made me very sad and very angry.
Yes. And also the fact that, to your point, you had gained all of this through actual practical experience. And the fact that you didn't have to have the specialized degree, you knew all of this from experience with big projects.
Yeah.
And your own project.
Yeah. And you can't be recruited as a founder.
Right.
You know, you can't be recruited as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
There's very specific cases where you can, like if you're a VC or something, then they're looking for that. But I also felt that people that were saying, yeah, we're looking for founders, and then the company would be big corpo, and you knew that they weren't looking for independently minded founders.
Right. And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Right. Because you don't just want to go in there and be, yes, I will fold and bend to whatever it is that you do here. Right.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so this made you angry and frustrated. And then what was the way out?
Oh, actually, I've been friends with Stani from Aave.
Yes.
For a very long time.
Yes.
Since I think he supported what I do since 2018.
Yeah.
And he's always been there for every hackathon.
Yes.
So I knew all about Aave. I'm obviously an Aave user.
Yes.
From before, from ETH Land, and also Paris, the VP of marketing. Before she was VP of marketing, she was at IDEO. Mm-hmm. So they were leading the round for JPEG.
Okay.
So then when she went to Aave,
Yes.
and Stanley was in Aave, and he also was an investor because he supported every single thing that I've ever done,
Yes.
which is amazing.
Yes.
And then they were like, why don't you come and work for us? And that was really straightforward.
And it made
And it
sense.
clicked.
Yes.
You know, and I got there and I went straight to working 100 hours per day,
Right.
I went straight to doing everything.
Yes.
And I went straight to just filling gaps in the company. So there was a space for a generalist like me, and that was so powerful.
Yes.
Because no one else would give that to me.
Mm-hmm. And that is how many years now? 3?
2.
Only 2?
Yeah.
2 years. Yes. I think that made so much sense when you then join them, and to your point, it is that fit and it is that clicking straight away where you don't have to do the
and it
hoops
feels like
and
you've been working there forever. They're
Right.
like, oh my God, you have been here for a month only?
See, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like you've always, after JPEG, in my mind, you were like straight, but you were kind of straight in after JPEG.
Yeah, I didn't spend, it seems dramatic, but I literally spent
2 weeks?
I spent three months unemployed, and I was also planning my wedding at the time, and I was also consulting for other companies. But for me to not have a thing,
You were like,
it was the hard. I cried every day.
No.
Because I just didn't have 100 times going on, and I was like, oh my God, I just don't want to be girl that plans her wedding only. I want to be working.
But then you had the time, a little bit extra time to plan the wedding.
I didn't like to plan my wedding, Simona.
You didn't like it? Okay, let's talk about the wedding. And now you're a mom.
I'm
also
a mom.
starting a family. How has that changed? Has that changed your life, the way you look at things? Do you still work 100 hours a day?
No, it's
Right.
pretty amazing.
Okay.
I actually love being a mom. I've always liked babies.
Okay.
I've also met a bunch of people here at the DCC that were like, you didn't strike me for the motherhood kind. I'm like, what do you mean saying that to a woman? Thinking, oh my God.
Okay.
I know I'm a little bit bitchy, but come on.
I'm a multi-layered, multifaceted person. I can be this and this.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just not just a giant bitch.
You're a loving, caring, empathetic, sometimes
I'm
bitchy person.
Yeah,
but that's what I mean.
I'm just
layers.
Latin American. So the thing is that obviously I've always liked kids.
Yes.
But I met my husband at 35.
Yes.
35, 36.
Yes.
I'm married at 37. So I wasn't 38.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really sure I wanted to have kids because I
At
didn't
that
have
stage,
First of
right.
all, I didn't have a person.
Right.
Why would I marry this guy from Berlin?
Right.
That's polyamorous and being gross.
Yes.
Because Berlin's dating offering is also horrible. So there's reasons for all of these. So I wouldn't have never trusted someone
Okay. Yes.
with, starting a family with until
Okay.
I felt it was right. And that was at 38, actually.
Yeah.
Once I was married and everything else.
Okay. Yes.
So
and then it made sense.
yeah, and then got pregnant at 38. So it's not that I needed a lot of time to think. It
No.
was just about feeling safe.
And
also,
that's, yes.
I also really wanted to have a home before
Yes.
having thinking of having children.
Yes.
And I wanted to have a career, and I wanted to have a stable person in my life.
Yes.
And so it's all about those things.
Mhm.
I can't just
Do it randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marry a high school sweetheart. Ugh.
No. No.
And I'm honestly really enjoying it. And the thing about becoming a mom, I've just been in this new title for 3 months.
Correct.
Yes, she's very little.
And also, that's the time it took for you to register her
Yes.
in Germany.
Yes.
Okay.
So the thing is that it's really cool because things don't matter anymore.
Okay.
Like things are not that important anymore.
Okay.
When there's a drama on Twitter, I was like, okay, guys, this is really important.
Yes.
I need to stay glued to my keyboard all day.
Okay.
And now I'm like, this is happening. Okay, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my circus. Bye.
Yes. Yes.
And it feels really good because crypto is has grown so much, so it's really
so
not
much
my
noise.
monkeys.
There's so much noise.
Yeah. We were 20 people when
Yeah.
we first started working here.
Yeah.
It's expanded. It's time for us also. I think it's really healthy when we realize that we can't hold on to being OGs, or we can't hold on to this is not what it used to be. It's a good thing that it's not what it used to be. Crypto needs to grow.
Yeah. And to your point there, I think the evolution of us all, right, in the past 9 years, it's who we were when we started is definitely not, I mean, to a certain extent, we are at the core who we were. But I like the fact that I've changed. I like the fact that I now give attention to certain things and not to others. I like the fact that I am maybe wiser. And to your point, the evolution of the space will also do that. It will go this way and that way, and some things will fall away. What do you feel are the biggest differences between who you are now and who you were 10 years ago, 9 years ago? What are some things that have absolutely changed?
I have less meltdowns on Twitter.
Okay. That's the main
I'm also not getting in on every fight. You don't see me in the replies.
I do not see you in the replies. Mainly because I've been off Twitter for about a year and had to come back for this podcast.
No,
but
people don't see me on the replies.
It's true.
It's very few times.
Okay. Why do you think that is? Is it just because you're prioritizing your time better, or you're thinking it's not that important?
I think when you're growing and you become part of an industry like this one, which is already a full-time job, and crypto becomes your personality, then you feel inclined to defend it because it's like you're defending yourself.
Yes.
And I'm a bit feisty.
Yes.
So
we know this about you.
yeah, and I have a lot of I used to have a lot of time,
Yes.
and like I said, I had infinite energy
Yes.
for crypto because it's my thing.
Yes.
I still believe that it can fix things.
Yes.
I still believe that it can make things like my country a lot better. And it has made people's lives better in Argentina and the rest of Latin America. Hey, Austin. People walking around. It's nice. So I had, for me it was like I felt that I was attacked.
Yeah.
When crypto
so you took
was
it
attacked.
personally. Yeah.
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 And now I realized that, back then we were we were just a few people to defend crypto. Right now, crypto doesn't need any more advocates and lawyers, or it needs better ones.
Okay.
And I don't have the energy to defend an industry where part of the industry is actually not people I identify with anymore, and not causes that I identify with anymore.
Yeah.
And then the rest is actually us.
And how we've changed? Or do you mean us in what way?
Just, the people that are there for the technology or the principles and whatnot.
Yes.
And I think it's useless to keep advocating from that perspective. I think it's more useful for me to be advocating from the perspective of, I'm working now at a vehicle that has a really, really good shot to transform finance.
Okay.
And this is how I win. So
putting energy towards that versus
if me fighting on Twitter is not good for business, then I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Whereas before maybe you would have, or you wouldn't have cared that much.
I was less strategic, I think.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that I ask is there anything that you have not said publicly? You've said a lot of things publicly, so I don't know if there's any. But if there's anything that you haven't you've thought about it but haven't shared, it can be anything. just anything, whether it's about the industry, whether it's about your journey, whether it's about a thought that you've just had.
Sure. If I'm quitting crypto, which will happen eventually.
Yes.
Because, like I said, I love to change.
Yes.
And I want to live many lives.
Yes.
I'm likely going to open a vintage shop.
Okay. Love it. What's the address? Will it be in Berlin?
If I'm still living in Berlin, then yes.
Then yes. Okay. So that's potentially the next chapter,
Yeah.
when and if.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Do you
a
have
lot
a name
of
for it?
unnecessary knowledge about fashion,
Okay.
especially from the 90s, because
Yes.
I'm a 90s kid.
Yes.
So I think I would like to put it to use.
I
and
love it.
again, I've never had an entry in fashion, so I might as well start my own thing.
create it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a name for it yet?
No.
No. Okay. That will come.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Final thing, is there anything that still inspires you about this space? Like, until you leave for whatever next chapter
Yeah.
for the vintage shop queen,
Vintage shop.
the vintage shop emporium, what still inspires you?
I think the fact that it's actually changing finance,
Okay.
and it's, and finance is the big Trojan horse we have towards better systems as a whole in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
It's huge and it's really inspirational, and I really want to keep contributing.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much
Thank you
for doing this.
This was
Thank
fun.
you for being here. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Did it feel good? I know we were like reminiscing, but I kind of wanted to get the feel for what the journey was like for you.
No, I really loved it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
And
Right.
it's always fun to talk to you.
Thank you, MP.
Thanks.